What is going on, everybody? This is going on, everybody. This is of the Dragon Ball Legends podcast. Sorry, I just had to mute an echo there. I'm going to go ahead and give the floor over to Pomzor, who's going to be our host for this episode number 7. Go ahead and take the floor, Pom.
Thanks, Nas, and welcome to episode 7. The infamous Namek Goku returns, and welcome to Twitch, everybody. Today we have a couple of topics, but as usual, before we go over to that, make sure that you are following all our creators and also 59 Gaming on Twitter, on Twitch, YouTube. And if you want to support us, feel free to subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for free. And with that said, we are joined today by number 1, Bebop.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, we have Brad the Chad. How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. I'm a little mad you didn't say Prime is not a crime, bro. I got used to that last week.
Twitch Prime is not a crime. There you go.
There we go. I got you.
We're joined by my European fellow, Dragon Ball Joe.
Hey, guys.
Obviously, joined by the homie Goresh.
What's going on, everybody?
Our stream host today, Naz Darachi.
How's it going, everyone? Sorry I broke the dimensional barrier at the beginning there, but hopefully the audio's good now. Of course, in chat, just let us know if there's any other audio issues. Need to turn anything up or down, just let me know. I'll be checking chat.
Hey, we get the hybrid Stan, Professor Sensei.
Hello.
And we got Super Saiyan 3 Canadian. What's up, Ryuden?
What's going on?
All right, so our topics for today will be, obviously, number 1 is the Zenkai Goku. We have the Showdown on Namek 30 Stages Revamp. We have the key missions. We have the Legends Return banner. Is that worth it? We're going to discuss a little bit about the top-tier meta teams currently. There was the Frieza raid. Champion bonus and Cooler's Revamped Zenkai are returning. And those will be our topics today before we go over to questions. And if you want your questions read out in the podcast, make sure to follow us over on Twitter at 59gaming1 and submit your questions to our thread that we will post every Friday before the podcast. So our first topic is Zenkai Goku. And Prof, I've seen you play it, even though you are a hybrids main and you are very, very hybrids focused. So what did you think of him so far?
I think, it's easy to say he's incredible. Everybody already knows that. I think a lot of people are wanting to know where he ranks. I think the general census right now is that Gohan edges ahead, but there's 2 reasons that I personally, and I think everybody can reflect on how they feel about it in a moment, but I think Gohan's access to his immediate ultimate, it does a ton of damage. I like his main ability, type neutral, just incredible. The Goku, pretty similar on that. His blue card, everybody's kind of familiar with it at this point, and his stats are a bit further, so he's really good there. I think he's going to have more value long term because of his superior Z ability, and frankly his Zenkai ability is a little bit more broad too for Blue Saiyans going forward. But yeah, at today's current meta, I think Gohan's better.
Anyone disagree with that?
They go together so well, but yeah, let's.
Yeah, I agree with Prof. I feel like Namek Goku is probably one of the highest valued Zenkais, not just because he has one of the best Z abilities in the game, but his Zenkai ability is top notch as well. He is a little bit situational in terms of how he ranks amongst the other Zenkais, because most of them kind of just show up and they beat you up. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 18, they just come in and do tons of damage. But for the Goku, Namek Goku specifically, there are a couple conditions. You want to make him transform first. He gets a huge damage inflicted buff when he's on the field for like 3 timer counts, so it's a little bit situational. Obviously, his forte is being the last dude, so you got to play around that. But in terms of how he ranks specifically for me personally, I would have to put him above Bardock, but below 18. That's where I place him in terms of overall what he does, how he plays, how he works. What about anyone else? How does anyone else feel?
Yeah, I think I agree that he is overall probably the most valuable unit in the game at this point, just due to his Z ability and Zenkai ability, because I'm just picturing myself using this guy on the bench on 90% of my future videos, just because he's going to be he's buffing everything, like Blue Saiyans and then Super Saiyans and regular Saiyans with the Z ability. That's like 80% of the game or something like that. So he's ridiculous in terms of his value. I would say in terms of a vacuum situation, he probably isn't as good as someone like 18. just looking at his kit. But the reason why I was so like, I guess the word would be distressed by the fact that he's getting a Zenkai right now is because of his team. Like you already have the best unit in the game on his team, Zenkai Gohan. Then you also have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who just came out. He's like ridiculously powerful, like one of the top 5 units in the game. Now you're adding this guy to that team. Like the team did not need help. And the reason why I was so disappointed with their decision to get this guy Zenkai now was because of his team just being even better than it was before, and it did not need help at all. So
What's what's funny about that is this is sort of like a repeat of what happened last year. So some of you newer players may not remember, but before Zenkai's and anything of the sort, Sun Family kept getting LF units, and at the time, LF units were staple units. They were the best units in the game. So a lot of people were vocal about how Sun Family is way too strong. Sun Family got LF Goten, the Gohan, Namek Goku. They're like, why are you powering up one tag again? And it feels like a repeat of that. It feels like deja vu. It's just now it's in the form of Zenkais. They're just Zenkaiing the same tag over and over again.
It definitely introduces a whole lot of new problems too that we can get into later with like where to summon and how that's gonna affect the income of the game. But yeah, like this game has a terrible tendency of like picking 2 tags and buffing the crap out of them for like 2 or 3 months straight, and then just forgetting about them for another 6 months while they do the same thing for 2 more tags, and then 2 more, and 2 more. And in the past, there have been moments when everything came together and there were like 5 to 7 different teams that were actually viable at once. But it seems like that's just increasingly becoming a memory, like a vision of the past, because the power creep we're seeing nowadays is it's getting a little out of control, I think, in some aspects. So, but
yeah, you also have that problem. Like a couple of people in the chat I just noticed have him like 3-star. They don't have him anywhere near 7 stars. So there's that issue as well. Unfortunately, I'm in that category. I have him 7 stars, so I can't use him. So when I do go against him with Gohan, like they do wreck me quite hard. But it's not the way. It's not the bet. I don't think it's not a massive problem going against him in PvP. I can easily overcome him sometimes, but he's definitely a good unit, and I wish I had him 7 stars.
Yeah,
I think
and that's another problem for the Legends Limited units specifically. Even though they're free to Zenkai, unlike regular Sparkings, there are no missions that you can just buy for 2000 CC that get you that automatic 7 stars. So, whereas you generally end up paying more to Zenkai normal units, whereas LF units, that's free. It's like a flip-flop of how it's structured, kind of, with what's free and what you have to pay for.
in terms of the actual question, like how would you guys like actually rank them? We know what the top 5 looks like. We see the tier list and stuff, but like between 18 Bardock and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where would you place them if you had to place them somewhere?
I mean, excluding all situations where one beats out another, I would probably put Gohan with a fraction of a hair of a lead ahead of Namek Goku, and then Android 18 right after as the top 3 for sure. Like, and there are situations where even Android 18 can overcome Gohan. Like if she Rising Rushes Gohan, he's dead, and she can then just combo the crap out of Namek Goku and potentially win there as well if you don't get countered, if you play well around those kind of mechanics. So it's a very fine line between them, but I definitely put Gohan, Namek Goku, then 18, and then you can kind of toss up between like Bardock, Super Saiyan 3, Android 16, just I guess based off your individual team and how stacked they are for you, maybe?
I personally would have to think about it more for sure before I would come up with a definite ranking, but I think Super Saiyan 3 is better than Namek Goku. I think 18 is better. Gohan obviously is better. I think I have Gohan in a separate tier than every other unit in the game. And I still think Cooler's up there, and I definitely still do think Beerus is up there as well. But I don't know where exactly they fall. But Beerus has been like in the running for one of the one of the best units in the game, and in that spot in that tier for a long time, like almost a year. He came out almost a year ago. So
yeah, I think if you're looking at the units individually, he's a bit lower on the tier list. I would put him at number 2 behind Gohan purely because they're on the same team. Like I know a lot of people, you'd say 18's better than the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? but because Super Saiyan 3 Goku is on the same team as the other two, I put them all three up there. They break the game as a unit right now, and it's as Gresh was saying, it was very disheartening to see the best team get better.
And like, wasn't it you, Professor, that tweeted out the tweet that says you can actually now have a non-meme team of all 6 Zenkai units, RIP Legends?
Well, I mean, you could run Scouter Vegeta and
Kid Goku.
Bardock.
No, not even Kid Goku, it's just Bardock, and for red it was Trunks.
Gohan. And then you run Gohan with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Namek Goku, and that is it's not 7. I wish 6 Zenkai units on a team, and it's a near optimal bench too. You're just going to shred people. You can only really run the top 3 units, but do you need anything else?
Nope. Especially not with units that can either dish out so much damage like Namek Goku, or that can nullify type advantage like Gohan with his ult or his main. You don't need any other types, right? And you still have a good color wheel where 2 units cover for, the other 2 units. So team-wise, that team is pretty much set. So actually, I'm saying move on to a different tag, please.
I mean, if they're going to hang around just for one more moment, I wouldn't mind a Zenkai Goten, but probably the only one.
The one thing I would think that, like, they're the future-proofing units, and I get that, but they're doing it too fast. That's the issue. Because, like, these units are going to be future-proof. Like, Gohan's not going to be bad for... I mean, he's going to be the next Beerus. Beerus has been good, like Gresh said, for like a year now straight. Never really dipped below if you have him Z7. Even Z6 is fine. But they're just doing it way too quick. That's the main issue we have. It's cool to future-proof a unit so they're good. And, like, I know as somebody who doesn't have... Like, a lot of my Zenkais are super low, or a lot of my LFs are super low star-wise, just gotten unlucky, whatever else, up to the anniversary. And once I get them to 7 stars, cool, I unlock that unit. It's free, like Nas said, that's dope. Totally down. You can't do it in 2 months. Like, you can't make this team absolutely absurd in 2 months. I know we got to make revenue and the game's got to survive, but that's just too quick. Like, for anybody, unless you're spending... maybe you got stupid lucky and you spend $200 a month. There ain't no way you're free to play keeping up with this, though. Like, if you started less than a year ago, there's no way.
But even when you're spending, like, a lot of people who spend still don't have Namek Goku on 7 stars
up,
and materials, dude. Like, I ran out of energy. To be
realistic, I'm going to be realistic with the whole chat here. I spent over $20,000 in this game, and I have a 2-star Namek Goku. I have a 2-star Namek Goku.
Yes, I'm 2 stars. Wow.
That's absurd. Like, I understand rates and RNG, and you can say this or that. My whole box is stacked. I have like 10 units that are below like 6 stars now because of multi-Z power. But it's like, you can't expect people to have fun with the game. Like, I jumped in today, I was trying to use red Zamasu, and I actually did okay because you have purple Zamasu and Goku Black, whatever else. And I fought Z7 Gohan, Z7 Namek Goku, Z7 Bardock with Z7 3 Goku, and it wasn't even fun. It was like, okay, so I'm just dead in an attack. I understand. And I picture myself as a free-to-play in that point right there, and it's just... That's the issue I have. Everything else is okay. The meta's fun. Zenkais are okay to build benches. They've gotten cheaper. They give more crystals. Everything's great. It's too quick. It's too quick. And they've done this thing since the game launched, and we shouldn't be shocked about it, but it's still just like, man, you can't expect kids to pick up your game and play it when they're just going to get absolutely dominated. That's my point.
Yep, rip the energy.
Plus, you burn out people on spending, farming materials and all that stuff.
Well,
Just if you have it like every week has a Zenkai, or when Gohan came out together with the Cell, it was like 2 Zenkais, and then I think a week later they released 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it also, and I'm sure we might again circle back to this later on, especially for the questions, but it brings up a huge problem for the game that people are now starting to voice all over social media. Is we don't know at this point whether or not it's even really worth it to summon on banners for new units anymore. With the overwhelming power creep that's coming from Zenkais, and with every single Zenkai unit other than Legends Limited ones getting these missions where you can guaranteed get them to 7 stars and get some Z levels on them too, a lot of people don't even know whether it's worth it to summon for new units. Like, yeah, like anniversary step-ups and major celebrations, those will still be worthwhile. But none of, like, Cooler and Vegeta that are coming out this week, allegedly. If you only summon and get them to, like, 2 to 4 stars, and that could potentially cost you, like, 10,000 Chrono Crystals to even get both of them at that level, or less than that if you're unlucky, there's no way that that's going to be competitive with any of these Zenkai units. So it's like, do you even bother, or do you, like, and how does that impact the game's income and their future in that regard too?
I think we're in a time now where you need to get them to 2 or 3 stars, and then you multi-Z power. That's why it exists. Like, I was able to get Goku Black up there super quick, or they give you the missions, 2,000's worth it, whatever else, and then focus on Zenkais the rest of the way. It's hard to say summon on a new banner, because especially when you look at Goku and Bardock, when they got their Zenkais, they just give it to you 7 stars.
Yeah,
so they're gonna do that from now on. Like, why would you push on a banner for a unit that's just you're gonna get given it Zenkai 1 for 2K? You know,
just get a copy.
Even I have been recommending for people to skip every banner that's not a Zenkai banner, and the reason is because if there's Zenkai banners, you're guaranteed it. You're not guaranteed anything on a normal banner. So for someone like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, even if you don't have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like, you do the missions, and then you get them to Zenkai 1 for free, and then you just summon on a Zenkai banner. That's infinitely more valuable than spending on like any other banner that's up. So
that's exactly what I've been doing, to be honest. Just saving up crystals with Zenkai banners because I know they're going to come now.
Yeah.
So
to sum up everything full circle, like, they basically replaced the original balance changes that were free for multiple characters every a couple months. They replaced that with the Zenkai system specifically to make more money. It's because the free balance changes, while they were great for the player base, were not good for their bottom line bank account. Now we come full circle where Zenkais are everything in the game, and people don't want to spend money to summon on banners anymore. So their quest to monetize balance changes has now ended up potentially costing them a lot more money in the long run if nobody summons on all these All-Stars banners and all these other banner ideas they try and throw out. So that could be a huge, like, them stabbing themselves in the back, through their own design choices, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of crazy territory we're getting into here.
But they can always rebalance that by just putting out less valuable missions, so you don't get them to 7 stars that easily. I'm guessing, just based on.
But I also don't want that too, because you can't give that and then take that away. Because now some kids are going to kind of bank on it. Now we've had it twice. One time it was like, okay, maybe they just did it for him. No big deal. 2 times, they kind of got to keep it up now, because people are going to go into that expecting that. I don't know. They dig their own graves half the time, and then they pull it back, and then they dig another grave, and like, let's hop in, like, every single time. So
jeopardizing people spending on banners is their main source of income in lieu of Zenkais, and just sticking with older units. I don't know, man. That seems like a really self-defeating strategy there.
I think we knew this would happen eventually, though, with Zenkais, because you could see their abilities. You knew that you were going to start seeing double buff stacked units, and I think there was a question even a couple weeks ago: are we just going to see 4 Zenkai units with 2 of the new units with them? And I think that is the way they're going to gear it. You're going to see a new Zenkai. Like the cell is a perfect example, right? We got the Zenkai cell that just happened to feed perfectly into this new fancy revival cell that is objectively a better unit.
Yeah, that's how they're going to have to do it. Otherwise, the power creep they're going to have to give to new units, or the quirks that make them useful outside of just the raw power of Zenkai, they're going to have to power creep the heck out of, like, new release units. Otherwise, there's just no value there whatsoever.
Or they could have a tier above.
Do you think they should have even... Sorry, you go ahead.
I was saying they have a tier above Sparking that's as good as a Zenkai, but doesn't require being Zenkai'd. I feel like that might make a new unit hype without you needing to Zenkai it.
Yeah, but it would probably a whole nother laundry list of problems if there's a new tier of unit. But because, like, where do they place the rarity for summoning that when they've already established Legends Limited at 0.25%?
Yeah, 0.002%, obviously.
And then you can have a Legends Limited version of that rarity.
Oh my god!
Like 1 in a million. Sounds good.
Yeah, then Zenkai that.
Wow, what were you gonna say?
All right. So I think we've talked a lot about the current Zenkai units, and we're gonna get back to teams a little bit later. But yeah, we also got a revamp of the deathmatch on Namek event, and to now it only has 30 stages. And Joe, have you finished it already?
Yeah, pretty much breezed through it. It's definitely easy if you have the boost unit. So yeah, it's basically a revamp of I'm guessing it was the 50 stage event back in the day, but Now it's come back 30 and a little bit harder. But yeah, if you have the boost units, it should be a breeze. I have seen a few people on Reddit, on Twitter saying they're struggling with the last boss, but I didn't really have that issue. I don't know if any of you guys have come across that, but it's definitely a step in a direction, like reducing the amount of stages there is, so it's not so boring. And obviously the keys with it as well, so some extra crystals and some card sleeves and stuff like that. So it's definitely something positive. More crystals, can't really complain. But yeah, breeze through it. Did you guys get through it okay?
Yeah, it wasn't bad, like you said. It's sort of unrelated, but is related. The droppable item, the Awakened Platinum equipment. This would be a good time to say, goodness, they need to take a look at the cost of awakening these things, because it is super expensive. You need 3 platinum equips at a minimum just to start rolling this Awakened one. Could we please have like re-rolling of the first slot if the equipment is awakened? Because it was brutal. It wasn't too bad for me, but
I got brutally destroyed on this equip.
I feel like you haven't gone for Gohan or Goten's item then.
Me?
Yeah, it's the same process.
It's the same, but
no.
it's just luck, right?
What I
Again,
mean is,
it's just getting a good first slot is the problem.
Yeah.
It took me 25 to get a decent one.
Ouch.
yeah, Prof, I think you were unlucky too. I tuned into your stream and it was a couple of shots, but I mean, yeah, it's expensive. It racks up pretty quick, especially the Super Soul cost. I mean, you need 3 of them. I think for Gresh, it took 1,000 Super Souls once you do the math for all of that. Yeah, that's ridiculously expensive for this equip. So, I mean, if there's one place that I'd like to outline them to take a look at, please take a look at this, because this is crazy. It shouldn't be like this.
Yeah, I've had to have done 30 to 40 by now, and I haven't seen a C.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, the basic equip is also not even worth it anymore. Like, without awakening it, I think it's not even worth running that equip on that Goku.
Yeah, you got to awaken it. But even so, I mean, you could argue that there are better slots, truth be told.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the event itself, for me, it's usually pretty easy because I just charge and float step through it. So if you want to look how to easily cheese the AI and just go through every event easily, just look up float step or charge step tutorial on YouTube for PvE, and the AI just does know what to do, and that's it. So
yeah, I have a couple tutorials up for that. It's so easy. One from way back in the day, and then one newer, just to show that it still works all the same. I don't even think that the developers know how to program to deal with that. I mean,
what do you mean it's perfect? They're just going to perfect vanish you now. That's what's going to happen from now on. Any attack is a perfect vanish. We're going to get a repeat of that level 50 Frieza event where Frieza PV'd you every second and then shot you with a blue card.
Yeah.
Just give everybody blast armor.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what's that? You guys like cheesing our AI? All right, we're going to cheese the event. You're going to get pizza thrown at you 24/7, one shot KO.
And also infinite vanish restore.
I mean, I'll take pizza 24/7. I don't know. I like pizza.
Yeah.
Or Panda Express.
When pizza eats
I only Panda Express before 11 a.m. We don't play that game anymore. I don't go at night. It's nasty Panda Express at night, bro.
Or with Toon. Yeah, all right. So
say about it, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's not that much more to say about this event, except hey, it's an easy 700 crystals, I think, just on the stages themselves, and then last we get some more on these key missions, right?
Yeah. Well, I think is it like 600 from the normal stages, and then once you get the keys, it's an extra 400 for a total of 1,000.
Yeah, something like this.
I do believe that is the case.
Yeah, and then you also get the sleeves.
Yeah, I'm actually happy they did that because you don't have to actually get the Goku Zenkai to have the sleeves, right?
This I don't know, to be honest.
Wait, are they the same sleeves that you get for Zenkaiing him to 3?
No, it's him Super Saiyan.
Oh,
yeah,
so they give you the better ones from the event and the crappy ones from Zenkaiing him.
Well, I mean, at least we didn't lock both behind it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just like that they did it in the first place. It's just kind of adds something to work for. They're really cool.
Free extra thing, yeah. Some sleeves, I'll take it.
Yeah, the sleeves are pretty cool, but I've seen a lot of people talk about the keys just basically just time gating it anyway, and like it's the same rewards but just more time gated. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they did end up splitting what we got originally, being the 1,000 Chrono Crystals, like locking it away. I don't know. Maybe it's their first shot at trying something different. I don't really know. I mean, if they're gonna time gate it but provide more rewards, I'm not sure. I mean, the sleeves are really cool. I mean, if the idea is to continue providing more sleeves and extra goodies, then I don't mind it. Although, that I don't know, others could feel differently just because they're more pressed on wanting Chrono Crystals. But I think I didn't mind it too much. I think the keys came rather quick, right? It wasn't like a week at a time. It was like
3
just
days.
2 days. Yeah,
3
it
days.
wasn't
Yeah.
too bad.
So I think on Wednesday we got the first 10 stages, Thursday the next 10, and then on Friday the last ones.
Yeah, it wasn't the
And
worst thing
also-
in the world.
Yeah. I mean,
I-
I still haven't gotten all the chronos just because I haven't awakened enough equipments, but I mean that's easily done. You know, just buy equips from the equipmental shop and just get A's and just sell them again.
Yeah.
They're
I think
also-
they're just trying to make us feel like more rewarded for doing stuff, I guess, by doing the extra process of just getting the key and unlocking something. It just makes us feel better, I guess. That's why they're doing it, because they could have just had 1,000 for the stage.
The nice thing about this, though, at least now we know that friendship actually does have some value because these are locked away from having him at rank 5. So I mean, at least now we know it has some sort of purpose aside from just the 2 Chrono Crystals, 1 Chrono Crystals every time.
Yeah, you can get that done in like 5 days if you just do the Let's Go missions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that too because I don't have energy to waste on story.
No, I don't.
I haven't even finished the story.
I don't even think I want to repeat that process. Oh, the Zenkai 1 missions originally, oh god. Rerunning that same stage over and over again was crazy.
Oh yeah, I did like the Ultra Space Time Rush where you just kept forfeiting over and over.
No, for the actual friendship.
Oh,
rank,
you grinded that?
Yeah.
Oh
I
god,
grinded all of
just
them.
did the daily stages.
I never Zenkai'd anyone prior to the revamp.
Yeah, I never went after
didn't
those
either.
friendship
I just left
items.
them.
That just looked like more grind.
No.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't like I like that they made it 30 stages instead of 50 because I hated having to go through like 40 super easy stages that were just click 3 cards and the thing is done, and then have 10 stages where you actually have to play kind of.
That's kind of what I had mentioned. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, where I was just like, let us skip to stage 25 if we're really good at the, like really advanced account. Well, I mean, effectively chopping the amount of stages almost in half is basically the same thing. So yeah,
It was about 2 podcasts ago. Like you mentioned it, and I mentioned it as well about how we could like make it better was just to take 20 stages off of it, make it shorter and a bit harder. And I remember that. Yeah. It's like
maybe they were listening, and this is their way
Yeah.
of trying to make it less tedious. Like, because those first 40 stages, like Palm mentioned, that they're so boring. I usually just play another game and let Legends on auto and just try and cycle through the menus and restart as quick as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even autoing it just takes time away from your phone when you can actually enjoy the game by playing some other mode or the latter stages, and that's why I think it's good. And I think that we don't even get less chronos from the missions because you don't get chrono crystals for missions on stage 27 or 50, like 16, but only on every 5 or every 10 stages they actually have challenges that you get 21 crystals from, right? So I think that they kept the ratio alive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically all
Yeah.
intact.
The thing is, when you auto it as well, the CPU it's really slower than you actually doing it as well. So because they won't actually do all the attacks like what you have in your hand, they won't do all of them sometimes, and it just slows it down if you do auto it. So that's the problem. You have to sort of do it as well to make it speedy.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we can say about this event. It's it's a nice change that it's only 30 stages. We still got 1,000 chronos. We got the key missions, and we also got the Legends Return Goku banner. Goresh, would you say that's worth it?
I would say it's more worth it than the Gohan banner for sure. Because we compare both banners. Basically, what you're looking at are the Zenkai units that are on the banners themselves. For the Gohan banner, it had obviously the Gohan, and then it had the purple Gohan, and then it had the red Trunks. The Goku banner has the Goku himself. Then it also has the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan Bardock. But I think if you compare the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Bardock to the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Purple and the Red Trunks, I would definitely say that the Goku banner has the better Zenkai units on it. Plus, you're also getting really good other options as well, like the blue Saiyan Saga Goku's on there. You have really good bench units like the blue transforming Kaioken Goku is still like one of the better bench units for Sun Family. Green Raditz is a really good bench unit. So I think overall this banner is 100% better than the Gohan return banner. In terms of whether it's worth it to actually summon, I would say probably not. But if your Goku is at 6 stars, then I would probably say go for it.
Are the Super Chrono Crystals still available to
I don't
buy
think
from the
so.
shop?
Are they?
Because
No, I don't
otherwise,
think so. I think those all left.
yeah, because there's 5 days left in the shop, and I was thinking, man, if he's at 6 stars, you may as well just play it safe. But if they're not there anymore, then that doesn't help. So you would say, but would you summon at all if you were like with the banners that we're supposed to get and Black Friday around the corner? And a lot of people are wondering, should I spend my crystals there or not? Really?
If you're a free-to-play player, then I would say no.
Yeah, unless Son Family or Saiyans is your main team and they're already stacked out of the gourd, then yeah, probably not.
Especially at this period of the year. I mean, we're probably due for a lot of crazy stuff. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember like last year, but we just got a bunch of banners with a bunch of cool stuff showing up. So, I mean, if you had to prioritize between, like Goresh said, if he's 6 stars and maybe you have some abundance, then maybe take a single rotation, maybe, because it's only what, 1.9k? Yeah, 1.9k.
Mhm.
Maybe a single rotation or 2, depending on how much you care about Namek Goku. But otherwise, we'd probably recommend just holding on to it, really. Like, if your Namek Goku's 2-star, don't bother. Just save your Chrono Crystals. I'm sure there's some exciting stuff happening soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I remember-
77% on the
Go ahead.
final step as well, so it's not like amazing anyway. So just be careful on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
then
was just
last
gonna
year,
piggyback
oh,
on
sorry,
what
go
Rai
ahead.
said. No, I was just gonna quickly say, I mean, like he's not worthy to chase. I mean, like, if he's like at 2 stars or like every LF in the game is not worth to chase, especially like Rai said, we have some upcoming hype probably in the next upcoming weeks or so. Black Friday's still there. We have no idea what's to come. So, if you're free to play, just save up.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably safe to say that we're going to get a step up on Black Friday, which means there will be another batch of LF units up for grabs there as well, newer and older ones. And then I also remember last year we got that Legends pickup banner, which came out right before the Super Saiyan 4s and Baby, I think. And to be honest, I summoned like 10k on there, and I was really happy with what I got. And it featured all the really good units in the game. So they're definitely going to try and grab those crystals before the hype banners drop. Be careful with that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've heard some opinions on whether or not it's worth it, and most people say if you're free to play, save your crystals for the step ups. Not this one. And I would like to know from you guys, how do you feel? What are the current top tier teams now that Son Family is everywhere? And I mean, Son Family is obviously one of them up there, but what other teams are you guys using that are still, doing the job?
I mean,
and
Future
counter?
still handles the work. Like, if you have a solid Future team, they're still good. Females, if you got Kefla at like 8 stars, if you got Vados and what's it called, 18, even Z318 can put in the work. She's just a little squishier, but she can still put in the work with it. Androids is solid. That's what's crazy, is the meta is really good. It's actually a really good meta. It's just one team absolutely runs the rest of the teams like no one's business. But
Yeah.
the meta's fun though. Like, I actually, when I have a match that's not against Gohan or Namek Goku, I have a good time. I actually really do. But that's Legends in a nutshell, is that everything's great except for this one option that you have to fight. It was the same thing with Fusion, same thing with Future, same thing with Region a year ago, same thing with God Key, right when Beerus came out. That's how it is.
Chad
Yeah, I
is
think-
ripping you a new one, Brad, because it's girls now, not females. Get it right?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, the girls tag, it's a lot more superior to the female warriors tag, because I don't know, bro. Girls are dope. I don't know.
For me, like the team that I actually really dislike fighting against the most is probably androids. I just don't like fighting that team at all.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
18.
I
have
have to
to-
agree. Yeah.
If you
I'm gonna
make
have to-
mistakes against androids and 18 gets an advantage, it can be really hard to come back
Yeah.
from that.
I'm gonna have to one up that and say the team I dislike facing the most has to be anything with Hercule on it. So Kefla,
Ooh.
18, and
Oh,
Hercule,
no.
probably the worst
Yeah.
team I've ever faced in the entirety of this game's
Well,
meta.
yeah, but I just meant like as like a tag.
Oh, what do you mean? Hercule is a girl. He fits on that tag. I see him being run with female warriors. I mean, girls all the time.
Yes,
Easily the worst team I've ever faced.
yeah.
So you're fun.
I fought the Kefla, Hercule, and Zenkai 18 team.
Yep.
It's not fun.
Yeah, I face
Yeah.
that all the time, and it's no fun at all. And what I find funny about that is every time you play the match, your opponent is so confident in the paralysis hitting you that they'll go Hercule, immediately go to Kefla, and they just strike guard. They just go straight at you. They're banking that you start with a blast card or you're paralyzed every time. Every time I face this team, it's the same thing. Like, here, I think I'm just gonna forfeit. I don't want to deal with this. So
I just forfeit now. That literally happened to me a minute ago.
it is not worth
It's
it.
just AIDS.
Yeah, it's almost eternal too. Like nobody that is running Hercule is counting on his Z ability or his base stats. You are running him 100% for the guaranteed paralysis and poison. So I don't, and he frankly has a lock too. Like I don't see him ever going away, and that hurts my soul. I really do think it is safe to say the Hercule team is a team, because right now 18 is OP, but the next OP unit is going to be ran right next to him.
The Blue and Hercule team. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, and speaking of Hercule, Bebop just said that despite not having played for a while, it seems like, yeah, Sun Family hybrids overshadowed most teams, but at the same time still sees diversity. So droids, future, God Key. And yeah, for me, I have to say, I'm really like grinding hard this season, except for this weekend. I haven't played like more than 3 PvP matches, but I think there are 2 players that ripped me hard. One played red-green hybrids with Gohan, Trunks, and Trunks. And the other one played God Key with Vados, Champa, and I think once he played it with VB and once with Beerus. And that combo, I remember he stunned my Gohan with Champa and then used the main and rushed my Gohan. And I was like, nah, that's not going to kill, because I forgot that the main nullifies the attribute advantage. Dead.
Yeah, so basically, to sum it up, all the top tier teams are either some variant of the anniversary units or a tag that just got a Zenkai. That's pretty much it. So you got your androids, your Sun Family, your Saiyans, Future, God Key.
Yep.
Minus GT. I'd take GT out of that though. I know they got buffed up in the anniversary, but the Toshi just took that in a paper and threw it away. Their GT is.
Oh, we're gonna get something crazy for GT soon. I would almost guarantee it.
I
In like
certainly
2
hope that-
months. I
Senkai Kid
really
GT
need
Goku.
it.
GT feels
I'll
like
take it, bro.
they just forgot
Yeah.
about GT. They're like, oh, what's GT? What's that? You mean? I don't know. I was gonna make a joke, but basically,
Talking about Super? Like, that's literally
Yeah.
Toshi. He's like, what GT? I only know Super. I don't know what GT is.
I'm
Maybe
shocked.
again for the holidays, like last year.
Super shocked to not see any GT unit get a Zenkai. I know generally we're not like, I know the general consensus to Zenkai is that it's a little bit frowned upon, but with the way that they balance stuff, it's just funny that GT is just completely overlooked. You know that meme where Frieza's just looking away from something? It's just GT. They seem to be ignoring it completely. I'm kind of surprised. I think they could use some help.
For sure, yeah. I think people have been saying GT in movies, and then we'll just have to wait and see how that new Metal Cooler and Vegeta and Goku Assist unit come out.
Yeah,
to
but
be.
you know what? One little asterisk though, if they are watching for whatever chance, don't Zenkai a Saiyan GT unit. So not GT Kid Goku. I'm sorry, Brad.
I know.
Don't make it the Dragon
Maybe.
Fist Goku. That hurts me to say because it's the closest thing to my favorite unit that's ever going to happen. But don't make it a Saiyan from GT.
I was just gonna say
Make it
how
a
we
real
were
guy.
always talking about like we want Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, like the transforming one with like a base that goes Super Saiyan 3. I don't want that now. I take it back.
That
If
leads,
Goku's out, I don't want that.
that leads what, Metal Rildo or Super 17? Like,
or the Shadow
Dragons.
they're
Yeah.
still
Take
too
Rildo
new.
or
They're too
Give us
new.
something busted. I don't
Just
care.
Zenkai
Red and
Omega.
yellow Rildo.
Omega, dude.
Yeah, or Baby.
Well, I was-
Nova.
I was
I'll take
saying-
Nova, dude.
they have
I'll
to
take a
do
yellow
Sin
Nova that's just
Shenron.
like boss mode.
Maybe wouldn't be a bad one actually. It would help out Regen and it would help out GT. That's honestly
That's
not
true.
a bad
Technically,
He's
a
a blue
Saiyan,
Saiyan,
could
though.
be ran alongside Namek Goku.
one. Oh,
That's
crap.
true. He
Alright,
is Blue
forget that.
Saiyan. Give us
Scratch
the
that.
green
Forget
baby.
that.
How about the green baby? He needs it. He needs a
Wait,
Isn't that a
how
green
about, how
sand?
about this? How about this? We
I'll say
Zenkai
Pan.
Omega, and then we get Fusion's first Zenkai.
What?
Wait, who?
Omega.
Omega.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's Fusion.
But he's still too new. I don't know if they're ready to do any of the year 2 units when they haven't even Zenkai'd Super Saiyan Blue Purple Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue
They would-
Goku from
they would
year
never
1.
Zenkai. I
Or
could potentially see Sin Shenron, but that's it.
Or the Spirit Bomb
I,
Goku.
I wouldn't mind that. You know what? I'm all for that. Do that. I would love to have a unit that's not going to get one combo to death. If there's anyone that could do it, I would see Sin Shenron being the guy.
I still feel like it'd be Super 17. A couple people in chat are saying that, and it feels like the most realistic
Super
one.
17 would be good because he could crossplay on GT, Androids, and Fusions.
And let's be
I'm
real,
not gonna
he-
lie, I forgot these units existed.
yeah,
I don't
nobody
want him.
cares about him anymore. And no,
I don't
he-
want him to get it because of his guaranteed paralysis. That's why I avoided him. I don't want him to get it. Make it somebody else that's not annoying.
Well, you're gonna have to pick and choose somewhere. It's gonna be a Saiyan.
That's why I said Sin Shenron. Rildo. I don't care. Make it one of those guys. The yellow one.
The 3 oldest are Rildo, the Super Saiyan 1 GT Goku, and the yellow Vegeta. Like, they're the oldest of the GT units that would be looked at first if they're going based off age.
Yeah. The problem with Rildo, though, is what is he going to buff with his Zenkai ability? Red units that are also red?
Isn't there like a metal body tag or something?
There is a Metal
No.
Warriors too.
Really?
There you go.
but
Red and Metal Warriors. That's how
He's
it
the
is.
only one in it. I don't even think Metal.
That's
Cooler-
perfect. I don't Zenkai as more and more units get Zenkais. Eventually, the overlap's going to be so insane that they're going to have to make Zenkai abilities just the type
Niche.
and that character's unique ID, so it's just him. That's how it's going to be. Otherwise, it's going to be way too much.
I mean, they gave Android 18 one completely unrelated to her Z ability, so they could still make his red GT units.
I like how nobody
True.
even mentioned Green Baby Vegeta.
No,
Brad
I think
did.
Brad
He's
did.
the Saiyan. I don't
Yeah,
want. He
we
has
did.
a
Brought him up,
Z
dude.
ability.
Like,
After we poo-pooed the blue baby for being a blue Saiyan, Brad said the green one.
that's
Look,
what I want, bro.
I don't want another green Saiyan getting a Zenkai.
Well,
Okay.
I actually
Wait,
am.
you don't want
I
Bardock?
don't really want him honestly, but
Multi Z power.
No Saiyans.
I can't use it on him, dude. There's so many units I could use multi Z
Yeah.
power. I
So,
couldn't bring it to use it on
That
him.
literally leaves Shadow Dragons, Rildo, and Super 17.
Perfect.
Pick one. Toshi, you heard it here first.
Sin Shenron.
All right, so
Blue
I think it's
Pan.
time
Yeah,
to.
Oh yeah, Blue Pan as an option for GT also. Zenkai.
True. Or anything-
Hybrid
any
Sun
pack.
family? No, I'm okay.
All right, I think it's time to move on after our discussion here. So yeah, we got that Frieza raid, and it was done in what 26 and a half hours or so. I remember I went to bed yesterday about like 8 hours to reset. I woke up an hour after reset. I was surprised that it was still up. But yeah, the thing is that with this Namek Goku, it was extremely easy, and I have to say, 95% of the time I got the Dragon Balls in the first 7 cards with him. So that made it incredibly fast, and I mean the damage, you didn't even need to transform.
Yeah, they made a what is it? The Goku gets 50% increased Dragon Ball rate or something like that.
It felt like I was hitting a loot pinata.
No, yeah. If you look at the buffs that he received in the event, it literally said plus 50% to Dragon Ball rate or something for him.
Yeah, he uniquely got Dragon Balls quickly.
Does he have his endurance live on after his first shield break? Because I remember
No.
he does.
No,
No.
you just
Okay,
No,
then
he
go,
doesn't.
okay, we got to give him credit for that. That's at least a nice thing that there's no endurance after the first shield break. Because I remember there was a different co-op that did have it.
Yeah, I remember
This-
that too. It was Sin Shenron.
Yeah, so this Frieza basically gets poo-pooed on. Easy peasy. I think he's dead already. Look at that, 104 million. You're witnessing it here.
Well, we did to over 200 million on my stream.
200 million. Damn.
How many
that's
blues
like-
did you have?
I got it clipped on my Twitter. But yeah, Jerizo Chris. I'm sorry, I just butchered your name, man. But yeah, me and him did it. But yeah, it was 2 blue cards and Namek Goku throwing him twice.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I mean, that's like when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Rising Rush is one of my yellows in PvP. But I mean, I'm just glad that he goes away easy. I mean, he's dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing much to say. It was easy peasy
But I mean-
co-op.
When did we get the last raid? Was it 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
So it seems to be more frequent now, which is cool. And I think that the drop rate was a little better, at least for me, for multi Z power this time. Like
It's
I got
much better. Yeah, much.
I got
much
five
better. Yeah, it
tens, 5 10s and 2 50s, so like 150. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in that one stream that me and Gresh did, he got at least like 4 or 5 in like an hour.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's only 10, but honestly, I took my blue extreme boo from like halfway through 4 stars to halfway through 5 stars. So I'll take the W.
Yeah, I watched you and Goresh do that stream, and like you just beat him in like less than 2 seconds every time. It's like just easy rewards.
Champion, I will tell you, running it with randoms, it's still not that easy to grind it because you get a lot of people. You know, we've talked about a million times on what they bring. But if you have a friend who can do it, yeah, absolutely top tier drop rate in that. I'll take it.
Yes. Keep doing that, please. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can say here, right?
Only thing that I would add to that is if they're gonna do stuff like this and make them this easy where they only last for one day, they should probably do like at least once a week if they're gonna try and maintain this as like a realistic format they want to pursue. Like doing this like once every 2 weeks or once a month and it only lasts one day, like it's almost like what's the point of all that? Like
then you can argue like what's the point of the other one then, the other raid? The one that's always all there all the time. You might as well just
Co-op?
replace it then. Yeah, that's it. Co-op. I forgot the name. Yeah. If you have it all the time, then I guess there's no point having the other co-op as well.
yeah, well, they can leave that one for relegating farming stuff like, I don't know, Legends Road Zenkai units or something. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of, it's weird. It's not a bad mode, I guess. I mean, co-op itself is not really that much fun, but for these rewards and for how long it lasts, I think at least like once a week to once every 2 weeks is what they should do for these. But
Better yet, they should have just make it a multi-stage thing, like in the anniversary. Like if it's full power Frieza, just have it like, you know, the first raid boss, his first form, Pod Frieza, second form. Just keep going from there. Why not? I mean, even if we don't clear all of them, I think at the end of the day, what people care about most is actually just have the medal drop from completing the first or second one, so that at least everyone gets that. And then if people are still willing to do the grind, try to get more medals, try to get more resources, then offer the other stages for it. Some people maybe not be bothered, don't force them to play it, so just have it so that, okay, you guys beat the first stage, everybody gets those 20 medals, and then there's a stage 2, 3, 4 for the people that want to continue playing if they want to keep farming. I think they should do that, because like Nas said, it dies too quick. The rewards are good, but I mean, you spent it bi-weekly just for it to die in a day is not really worth it. So I think that's a nice little middle ground for everybody.
Yeah, and for me, I always like the rates for just the increased dual coin drops because co-op gives you like what 3 to 5 on the advanced stage, and here you get 9 to 12 or something like that.
Yeah, I like that how it does that.
Yeah, because if you want to farm multi Z power, I only do the 3 daily missions if even on co-op. So if I want to farm those dual coins, that always helps because I kind of it's a nice side effect of grinding the multi Z power, for example, or slot removers or whatever you want to get, like the platinum coins, for example. And you just have, this nice little side effect of getting your count of dual coins up as well. All right, sounds like closing words for that. So there's 2 more topics, which are rather small. So we I think today saw a return of the champions bonus, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it came back today.
Yep.
I mean, I guess that's pretty much everything. So just make sure that you play the stage every day. And
I mean, champions bonus is not much to talk about. It's free crystals. Can't be mad at that.
yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff I'm always down for. It feels a little trivial, but I can't be mad. Like,
yeah, we've seen this recur along with a couple of the other ones, like the Snake Way one and I don't know if the Ginyu Force one is. Yeah, I think it has come back as well. So like every time they bring these back, we remind y'all to just get some free stuff. Like, there's nothing crazy to update you on news-wise, but we're never going to complain that they're giving us free stuff for minimal effort. So
yeah, it takes less than a minute.
Yeah, get it in, get it done, and get some free stuff. It's literally, if you're looking at non-sale prices in America, they're giving you $10 for free if you do this whole event out. If you're looking at like $20 for 1,000 crystals, then this is $10. So why not take $10 for free?
Yeah, pretty much. And our last topic before we will take a quick break and move on to questions is the return of Zenkai Cooler's, what's it called? Zenkai Cooler's
This
Zenkai banner.
revamped summon banner, yeah.
Exactly.
With the new pricing. They teased this many months ago that it would take all the way till November for the original 6 Zenkai units to be adapted into the new price model, and now this one is... Is this the first one, or did Goku Black come before him? The yellow Goku.
Goku Black came first.
Goku Black
Okay,
came
so yeah,
forward.
this is the second one then. Well,
Yeah.
arguably way more valuable than Goku Black, though.
Yeah.
Unless you
so
want to
go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say, like, some people could be invested in Goku Black just as a bench, because Yellow Future. I mean, with so many like
Rage
arc
Thrones.
ending hype units being in Future, I would not be surprised if we see another super hype unit being like a Yellow Future unit, and then his value goes up quite a bit.
Yeah, and then for this cooler, it's very obvious why they brought him back now. It's because this week we're getting Metal Cooler.
Yeah,
that makes
and
sense. So, Bebop, since his Wi-Fi is not really stable right now, excuses himself, but he wanted to say that it's, for him personally, it's pretty exciting seeing that he used LOE during the Golden Showdown, and being that this team was one of the best in the game, and because of the monster he is, was nice. He thinks that personally releasing this in order to potentially, what Goresh has said, set up the Metal Cooler, and hopefully we will see more LOE, because they're not a bad team, they're just a bit outdated. But this cooler is still really good. Given the right team at new units, you can still post a threat with a solid team. So up to preference if you want to Zenkai him. But I've seen in the chat as well that some people already said LOE needs some love. And if you haven't Zenkai cooler, that is definitely part of that love.
Yeah, this
I
is...
guarantee we're saying that until we get a Zenkai LOE unit. Then we're gonna be like, oh my god.
He
If
is...
they give us like Golden Frieza or something,
The problem with LOE is it's gonna be tough to say this, but I'd rather, instead of getting Zenkais, I'd rather them just give us new units.
Oh, I
Because
agree.
the tag
Oh,
is
I
very
agree.
small. Like, I'm gonna pull up the tag right now. It's really not that expensive at all. It's like 4
I mean,
usable
to be
units for
fair,
that tag.
who's on LOE that's like in the game? Cooler, Frieza, Chilled. That's really
Yeah.
LOE in general. Like, we need like a King Cold. We need that. They only have so many units to work with. What I'm saying, like, you look at Saiyans. There's a lot of Saiyans nowadays.
Well,
Hybrids.
for the LOE, they're going to have to pull multiples of units from different instances. Like you mentioned, they have King Cold, Mecha Frieza. You have Final Form Frieza in full power. We still need a transforming version of that, of Final Form Frieza going to the buffed up full power Frieza. You know?
Well, you can also, how we have Sparking First Form Cell, you can have a Sparking Second Form Frieza.
Please.
Like, that's one of his coolest forms.
Yeah, second form Frieza is my second favorite form. But there's so much, like, Mecha Frieza's not even in the game. King Cold's not even in the game. Any version, like, we have LF Frieza, but he's first form Frieza. Like you said, maybe like a transforming third form Frieza into final form Frieza. A new first form cooler. There's a lot of options we could.
I was gonna quickly say, I thought we were gonna get a Zenkai full power Frieza, or the yellow one, being that the Namek got the Zenkai. So I was thinking they were gonna follow the same pattern that they did with FSK and Cell, kind of to keep it like canon.
Oh, like doing 2 at once, basically?
Right, yeah. That's what I kind of expected. At least, if not at the same time, at least kind of like, a little week span to kind of just let the Nameku kind of just like settle in the meta. But that's what I expected. And if anything, if there is a potential Zenkai, I expect that to drop.
My prediction is green Metal Cooler this week. The week after, green Golden Frieza Zenkai.
That would
So
be the
because
first of the year 1 anniversary banner units to Zenkai 2, which would open the door for the rest of them. Like Buhan desperately needs one so that he can gain some relevance back from Fat Boo.
I could totally
so-
see them doing red Metal Cooler right now. You'd kind of revive the regeneration team a little bit, and you'd feed into
And
the
movies.
new movies, LOE, and regen would all benefit from him. There's already Red Cell in the game, so there would be another double buffed unit. It feels like it's his time right now. So kind of for the same reason like Goresh is predicting the green Frieza, buffing the green Metal Cooler.
Yeah, and speaking of LOE, one name I just saw in the chat, and I just checked real quick if he has the tag that we haven't mentioned yet is Frost. I think he only has a hero and an extreme unit, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, is
He
Frost
doesn't
popular enough
actually
to
have-
sell though?
He's
Like,
not lineage of evil though. I don't think.
He
He
does
is.
have the tag.
What?
In
we
at
don't
least
know
the
why
he-
he has it, but he does. Like,
Yeah, the hero version at least has the lineage of evil tag on DBZ.space.
he's
That's
in the game
weird.
too. He has it.
I mean, they're the same species, aren't they?
That doesn't mean
Yeah,
anything. Would it
But
give
lineage
him
of evil is like that lineage. You know, it's like. But I guess
They've
he is.
never even met before.
No.
They never even met before. They never even worked together before. And the one time Frost thought he was working with Frieza, Frieza was just lying to him. So it's kind of a weird thing. But okay.
So are they all? Is it like a completely malicious race?
They're evil.
Like
They're
the
the
entire,
lineage of it.
but the entire race is evil.
It seems that way.
Well, the ones that we know, the 4 characters we know are 5 with
They're,
Frost.
I don't even think their race.
Wasn't
I know
that
they're called
Pleasant
like
one?
changelings.
We need to
or
get like
whatever.
more backstory on the Frieza race. I want to see more stuff about them for sure.
But in terms of actually answering the question, so I was one of those people that only had him at Zenkai 1, but I bothered to Zenkai him fully when he came back. I used him against current meta teams, just basically, aka just facing a bunch of Sun family, and man, this guy still packs a crazy punch. And the LOE team, I mean, what he does with LF Frieza, they just work together so well. Him, the LF Frieza, and the full power Frieza just work so damn well. With Cooler, hits you with his main, draws a green card. You could easily go to LF Frieza, pop your main, and catch your opponent with a green card stun, and then you can go to like full power or use your ult and just dish out crazy damage. I cannot tell you how many times I caught my opponent slipping with that. They either sidestep, they go to blast card, you just catch them off guard, stun them right there, and then bam, you finish off whoever you couldn't finish. Which, I mean, there's not a lot of units that can take a beat down from Cooler here. He's a hard hitter even till this day. He's awesome. I think he's still great.
Yeah. To put that in perspective, at 14 stars, Zenkai 7, he has 271k strike attack, which is only 10k less than what LF Namek Goku has on his blast stat. So
he is a beast, and just that combination of catching your opponent off guard with the green card is a lot of fun. LOE is a lot of fun to use. I really do hope that they, help him out a little bit. I my hope is that the Metal Cooler that's coming out potentially this upcoming week continues this really good synergy with how these guys mesh together. I mean, key recovery, damage inflicted, blue cards. LF Frieza, just his best friend is full power. And then for, Cooler with the green card, his best friend, LF Frieza. The way that they stitch together is so damn good. I just hope that Metal Cooler continues that. I don't want him to be like, one shot guy, just, he works on his own. He doesn't care about anybody else. He's just here to hit hard, and then that's it.
The only thing we know about Metal Cooler is that he's going to be very offensive.
It sounded like he was like timed offensive, kind of like the red Frieza with how his transformation is limited, but he has a high damage output. Is that what it said in the V jump? Or maybe I'm remembering incorrectly.
What I can remember off the top of my head is it said that he's very offensively based and that he has health regeneration too.
Okay. Well, either way, I just hope that he complements the team really good, because they are fun. I like how they work together. It's pretty cool.
And him having an ultimate is also pretty important too.
Yeah, they'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, really, LOE is good. Yeah, I think it's the same thing as Bardock. Like, Cooler's a good Zenkai. He just needs that team now. That's it. Once he gets that team, which hopefully this banner fixes both those teams and movies, I'm 100% down. If it fixes all those things, I'm so down.
Super Saiyan's gonna get a power up too. It really depends on what that Vegeta's the ability is, though. If it's just movies, they'll stink. But if he's like the Goku where it was Saiyans and movies, then that's.
I can agree with you. Yeah, it'd be dope.
That'd be pretty nice.
We need another defensive Saiyan unit.
Family.
Give them both defenses to Saiyan. Screw it. I want that. I know we already have a busted team with a bunch of Saiyans on it. Fine, but I'll take it.
Someone in chat brought up an interesting point, and it said if Frost gets lineage of evil tag, then Cell should have every single tag in the game. Because
Kaba should be Vegeta family then, right?
Kaba wouldn't be Vegeta family. He would just be Saiyans, but Tarble.
No, he's just like the Universe 6 Vegeta, whatever, or Tarble, I guess.
Yeah, but Cell is legitimately composed of the cells of every single fighter.
Let's not look too deep into it. Otherwise, we're just going to be going crazy, and then it's not worth the discussion.
Rabbit hole.
It's like the power levels discussion all over again.
Yeah,
I think it's like putting Buhan in every tag.
That could work too.
I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there. I think speaking of going there, it's time to move over to the questions. So we're going to take a quick break. And yeah, again, if you want your questions in the podcast, make sure that you follow us over on Twitter, where we will have a questions thread posted every Friday before the podcast. Make sure to answer to that. And yeah, I'll usually pick your questions on Sunday morning European time. So make sure to be on time. And while we're taking a break, also make sure to check out all our content creators, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to that. And we are also on Reddit, on Facebook, and we also have a public Discord. Type !Discord in the chat. I believe we have a command for that. And we will be right back.
All right. And yep. So take the floor, Palm. We're back.
All right, everybody, welcome back. And yeah, I hope you had a good break. We sure did. And now let's move on to our Twitter questions. And the first question comes from our buddy Zahal, Commandment of Gaming. And he's asking two questions, but either way, who do you think, no bias, deserves a Zenkai the most? And alternatively, what team would you like to see make a comeback?
No bias. That's going to be impossible. But I think the rare metal shop Goku, I think he could use a Zenkai. And as I mentioned before, obviously there's so many blue Saiyans that got Zenkais that we'd rather not his Zenkai ability touch on that. So I would prefer if it was just specific to him. I mean, he was free. He was in the rare metal shop. They could just continue that idea, make him relevant. I mean, back in like when the game first started, he was a solid bench. I think he would be a good one.
Extrapolating on that, the other worst unit in the game, if we're going that route with that Goku, would have to be Dabura. Like,
Yes.
add him back and give him like buffs blue Majin Saga characters or something. I don't know. Like, and then come
That's
out
literally what I was going to say as well.
That now includes LF Majin Vegeta.
yeah, that, and then if they
Yeah.
release like a LF Kid Buu, like make him
Hey.
color appropriate, like I don't know.
That'd be like a triple Zenkai for Majin Vegeta, bro. I'm down.
Whatever. At this point, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my answer as well. But I also have one other one, and that's Titan's Yamcha. Obviously,
Ooh.
he had like a year where he just never came back, and he was like never really that good. So just make him better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Give him
just
a Zenkai.
I was just thinking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Saying give him a Zenkai.
Yeah, no,
that's
for
what
me-
I'm saying.
I was just thinking like I don't want to make hybrids even stronger, but that kid Gohan, the yellow one, he's really only used for his Z ability, if at all,
Oh,
right?
full hybrids. Okay.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
him-
saying. Like I would like him as a unit, but not for that team right now.
Yeah, if you're
Maybe
trying to
in a
single
year.
him out as like the worst unit in the game, sure.
Make him work in tandem with the Feet
Or Green
Goku, the
Piccolo.
Raditz, and the LF Piccolo, and make his Zenkai ability just buff Saiyan Saga Z.
Oh no, don't speak blasphemy.
I mean, that's a way to differentiate him from hybrids and add something to a sub build of team that's otherwise not relevant right now.
I was gonna say I actually have 2 units I had in mind since long ago. I was gonna say the Super Saiyan Goku. No, not Hercule. Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say Super Saiyan Goku from the Broly movie, the Fist Coup.
Yeah.
Him and you guys remember obviously like back in the days with the Vegeta that had the endurance, the green one.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
yeah,
I loved
him.
it. I used him a lot. So
There,
annoying.
there is
Yeah,
no,
him with
there,
yeah.
there is no endurance unit that got a Zenkai, right? Just Kid Goku received endurance.
No.
Yeah. Just give
Yeah,
him
exactly.
double endurance.
Stop.
No.
Oh, so
That would
give him
be-
the Cell 2.0 Resurrection and then Endurance on his comeback.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, his bar just goes 0 twice. Man, if-
Okay, and I mean the second part of that question was also, would you like to see make a comeback?
yeah.
We heard a little.
I
bit.
Well,
wanna
we
see-
discussed LOE quite a bit. But
I want
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Saga to get their
Yes.
day in the sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not really a
It's
comeback.
not
They
even
were
a
never
comeback.
good.
They
That's the
just
thing.
need to be revived. They need to be born. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
I'm
honestly-
putting that as my answer there because they had a team. It was theoretically runnable, but it was never something that you like willfully wanted to competitively use. So
Probably not a terrible team right now if you have Zenkai DKP because you can do Kid Goku DKP and then any other like even blue
Extreme Kid Goku.
support Bulma is okay.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have that blue X Goku, he's not terrible. He's not terrible on that team either. Yellow blue set up for that tag. But the unit that I would want to see the most, probably for that tag, is Launch because she also helps females. So she's helping 2 tags that really
Yeah.
need help.
we just
That
need a
sounds
Master
reasonable.
Roshi at this point.
I want
Yeah,
forearm
a tough
TN.
one.
Transforming.
Forearm Tien
Yeah.
Master, dude. There's so much good stuff in Dragon Ball that they just won't tap into for, I guess,
Mafuba
financial
Roshi from Turner
reasons.
of Power. Well, we're doing a lot of Turner of Power stuff right now. They could do a Mafuba Roshi from the Turner.
That's
Yeah, but
true.
then he
That's
won't be
very true.
DB Saga.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
be like
true.
super weird, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
if they're gonna
Pure PR.
Zenkai the EX units, that EX Roshi would be really cool to see him come back.
You could fit Super Warriors in here to see it make a comeback because they had their like 1 week in the sun when they had the 3 EX units release.
Actually, is Roshi on Super Warriors?
I don't think so.
No.
No, but he goes with the female warriors.
I mean, I see that as a situation where they retroactively add that tag to him, like if he gets a sparking version, like they've
Yeah,
done
he
with
should.
a bunch of other units, like
Who?
going
Since he
back and
taught
adding
all the
powerful
Super Warriors?
opponents
Yeah,
to characters and stuff. They'll go back and add hopefully either Super Warriors or Dragon something to him that.
Well,
makes
I'll
it-
touch it real quick. I'll give a logical answer and then a really out of left field one as well. I want Red Super Saiyan Vegeta to get a Zenkai, the old one.
the one that got
'cause
the
he was-
balance adjustment already.
He got revamped, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a
Yeah.
revamp, but I mean, so did
Yeah.
Scouter Vegeta, and he was still dog crap. So, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But I do want that Super Saiyan Vegeta. He fit great with Bardock. Fit great on Vegeta family. They need a red. Yeah, they have Trunks. Trunks is good, but he's not that level of good of like a Zenkai. And then out of left field, I want the red Extreme Krillin, just strictly for red Yamcha on Super Warriors. I want that because Yamcha is actually really, really solid. He just doesn't do much. So if you give him a little bit of a power boost, I'd like that. And I like Super Warriors a lot. It's just you need like 12 stars to run them all pretty nicely in this kind of meta.
I think if I got to pick one, I would give it to Mai. I would love to see Mai come back.
And what team?
She's future.
Oh, okay.
Oh, green future buffs for Goku Black. Hold up, let's chillax a tiny bit.
Yeah, my
She could get females.
Literally, I remember I made a tier list like this was a long time ago, and I had Mai as like one of the only 3 units in like the S tier.
She's good, dude. She actually still isn't even that bad. When support wise, she
does
really solid.
everything except for damage. Like
Yeah, literally.
There was a time when the Japanese community collectively thought she was the best unit in the game.
because she's like,
Yeah.
No,
oh,
that's
fuck
true.
No, her
because you could
stun,
literally
heal.
run her with anything, anyone.
Well, card draw speed was like the main thing because not really that many units back then had card draw speed like for no, like just for
Yep.
free, right?
She had the card
Yeah.
draw, she had the heals, she had a key on switch out. Like it's ridiculous the amount of
Yeah.
vast support she had. It was
Also,
ridiculous.
The intangible thing of her bullets not being able to tell if it was a tap blast or something.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, that was. Oh my god, I would throw my phone out the window, kind of rage.
You can't even see him.
Yeah, but then you run Hercule, right?
That's true. That's true. I feel like she was too good for her. When
her time.
when she released, I feel like she was ahead of her time. Yeah, way too ahead.
All right. I think we're moving on to the next question. The next question is coming from Fear Rose, and they're asking, we moved to the point, like, I think we talked about it a little earlier, but we moved to the point that Zenkais are so oppressive, then what's the point on summoning in the new banners?
Oh, yeah, this is what we
there
were
are
full
none.
circling
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier. Yeah.
There are none.
Oh,
Yeah.
Literally just saving to Zenkai now.
Okay, so I've debated with multiple people about this because the debate is right now why summon on new banners with the Zenkai units and all the value. Okay, and here's my only logical, reasonable point of contention. Right, in a lot of cases, not all, because these new missions now we don't know what the heck they're gonna do with those. But in a lot of cases, if you only prioritize Zenkaiing older units, well, looking down the road into the future, all these units that are coming out now are also going to eventually Zenkai one day. So if you plan to keep up with the game as it moves forward into the future, you have to not only Zenkai the units that are available right now to be competitive right now, but you have to summon on certain banners. You know, if you're building certain teams, stick with those teams, or if you're a whale, you'll summon everywhere. But you have to keep summoning on the new banners to at least acquire the new units to then be able to potentially Zenkai them in the future.
But they have missions now where you can just get them for free from the missions.
Yeah, but you have
Yeah,
to
you
get it
can
at
steal
least
the copy,
once,
though.
right? And if it's if it's an LF unit, then you still have to get it all the way to 7 stars.
Yeah, but no one free to play should be summoning for LFs anyway.
Never
Right.
chase. Ever.
So, of
Yeah.
course, the advice is widely different based off what your level of investment in the game is, but you at least need to acquire each of the new units one time. As a free-to-play player for your team to Zenkai them in the future with the assistance of the missions, you need them at least once. Whether you do that now or whether you wait till they come back in the future, that's up to
Step
you.
ups.
Yeah, so...
I think
Like I would say if you're a free to play and you're going that route, then I would only summon on step up banners where there are also LF units that you either need for your current teams or that you really just like. Because then, those units are eventually all going to be on step up banners at one, like, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is on the step up right now. He was also on a step up when he released, but other units as well. I mean, some units even are in Masters Pack. You don't even need to pay to summon for those, like Bardock, for example. I 14 starred him out of Masters Pack summons. And there are others as well.
I do agree with that strategy. Also, in the same vein of like Professor Sensei only playing hybrids, like arguably on a banner where the unit's like the featured one, and because in the step up sometimes the pool is pretty immense, right? And that lowers your chances of maybe getting that one unit that you really need. So if you're a
Fair.
free-to-play player and you particularly main like one team, like say you main movies and you're free to play, and Cooler and Vegeta are coming out, this week. It would still probably be a good idea for you to summon to get at least 1 or 2 copies of them to potentially Zenkai them in the future, run them now, like if that's your main team. Because waiting for them to potentially return on a step up in the future when they could benefit you now, they're going to be watered down on that step up. You may not get him. Like, you might get one of 20 other units that's on the banner. You never know. But generally, they're right. You should save for high-value banners like step ups or banners that specifically highlight teams that you're already invested in. Or Zenkais,
Also, think about this, is that a lot of times when we get a Zenkai, we'll see some form of a return banner. So that unit then also will be on a banner summonable. So that makes entices you to summon there and then Zenkai them right after.
Right.
So it might also be a strategy where you say, okay, this is a unit I don't need to Zenkai because it doesn't benefit one of my main teams. But the other unit, I'm definitely going to go for. I'm going to go for 1 copy. I'm going to get the 2,000 crystals mission. And then I'm going to Z7 them and all of that if I get lucky in like 10k or something.
Something I want to throw in real quick, Keely. A lot of the purpose for a lot of these Zenkais, like we joke that or it's not really just joke, it's pretty much reality, that the purple Scouter Vegeta was immediately relegated to the bench. But if you're a Super Saiyan 3 Goku user, you're probably pretty happy you picked up that Vegeta. In the same sense, and if you like Goku Black, and we were kind of musing at the idea of Mai coming, I mean, just because the Zenkais are oppressive forces doesn't mean they're not also feeding into the newer units and making them just over the top powerful. So the new units still have their value. If you're jumping from banner to banner and trying to stack up your Chrono Crystal to Chrono Crystal, yes, the Zenkais are probably the best bang for your buck. But as Nas already touched on, if you're free to play and you're kind of focusing one general team, like you're just kind of looking at Saiyans all the time, and a new Saiyan comes along, it's safe to go for a copy. I mean, LF is a stretch, but it's safe to go for a copy, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, like you said, that unit might come out, and you might have already previously Zenkai units, and that unit gets enough of a relevant buff just from the bench of your powerful squad you already have. So, I don't know. It's such a tough decision because it varies so differently for each person based on your individual account, what you're trying to build, and then how much money you are trying to spend. Like, every single person almost could answer that question differently to a degree. And
the one thing I will say about Zenkais, and I think Goresh is one that I didn't even know this. If you take a whole team of Zenkais, once you get to the final bit, you're getting kind of a minimal buff, right? I don't know if you can explain it better.
It's diminishing returns.
Like, you get like way lower.
Basically, the first, like, 20, let's say it's 20%. So let's say the first 20% strike attack, you're getting the full 20% buff. But like after the first 200%, then the next incremental boost of 20% is only really giving you like an effective value of like 1% or something.
Yeah,
so
it starts to scale back really heavily.
That's something to remember. You have to like prioritize what Zenkais you're going for as well, because you stack a team too high with Zenkais, and you're not really benefiting at that point.
Yeah,
like it's still a plus, but it's not the same as like having units at higher stars or whatever else. And know what teams you want. Know what teams are going to be good. God Key's always going to be good. Future's always going to be good.
Yeah, and
like Saiyans are always going to be good.
That's why if you have a team of like 4,000 ability bonus and you're fighting a team of like 2,500, it's not really going to feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it just looks scary, but it's not.
Balance high-value characters that have passives that are really, really good, like cover changes or endurance, different quirks, like key restoration, and different things they do for the rest of the team on swapping and stuff. Like, those units are just as valuable whether they're Zenkai or not, and you can run them with Zenkai units and get their support buffs and make your other units that much crazier, so...
Well, if you're a content creator, go for the higher ability bonus. You'll get views. That's. But if you're just a player, don't worry about it.
All right, those were great closing statement, I would say. We move on to the next question, and that comes from Lucius, and they're asking: with new units coming out for Rival Universe and Universal Survivor Saga tags, do you think there will be more tags upcoming besides the individual universes themselves? And what tags do you think they could introduce?
Does this person specifically mean like within the Tournament of Power?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I mean. That's what I did. Yeah. Does he mean other ones or?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, it sounds like he just means in general. Like, we know that we're doing Rival Universe and Universal Survival Saga. What else do you think could be new as we go down this path?
Yes. Let's go with that.
I don't really want new ones. I like what we have now. Just focus on what we got. We don't need to, rival universes is cool. It involves a bunch of
I mean,
universes.
what are
I'm
we
totally down,
missing though?
but
What is it that we are missing?
that too, yeah. I don't know what else you could really just throw in there.
We need the boys tag, the eyebrows tag, the bald
I agree.
tag, 5
Well,
fingers.
the
tag.
no eyebrows
to-
tag.
wait.
Everybody's got eyebrows.
To
It's
be
the no
more
eyebrows.
realistic to answer Bebop's question, like what are they missing? Well, we saw them introduce the Feet Coup, the Raditz, and the LF Piccolo buffing specific Saiyan Saga Z. We're definitely missing a lot of chronologically accurate tags, like Majin Buu Saga, and like Shadow Drag. Like Shadow Dragon's got a little bit between just the 2 or 3 of them that already exist, but there's still 3 slots on that team that are missing.
Please don't make
full
Black
build.
Star Dragon Ball a thing.
Yeah, so yeah, that saga was terrible. That'll be your Rildo and your Kid Goku and
Pan. Yay.
That going to the disco Vegeta.
So my only issue with that, I think, is time. Right now, we need teams to get a lot of buffs, and I don't really want them to throw a bunch of chronological stuff on there because, like, I don't ever run Saiyan Saga. I don't know about you guys. I'm not like, hell yeah, let me run this. I might throw Raditz on my bench every now and again. Fiku's kind of fun because he's got blue Saiyans, whatever else. But I'm never running those. Same thing with Namek Saga. It was fun when it first came out, but it took forever to get that, and it was Extreme Units that boosted that entire tag. It's a cool idea and concept. Get us the Majin Buu Saga just to get it, but I don't want it to be a priority. Like, I want them to focus on what we have now, fixing teams we're already going to have established, instead of jumping in for full-blown new teams. Like, that's why we said go for Basil and Lavender, because they're not that amazing, but they buff an entire tag that's going to have a lot of characters. That's a whole different story. But I don't know. I mean, there's back and forth. Depends on what you like to, however you play. Play the game for fun. Don't just only focus on what we need for PvP, because that definitely ruins the vibe a little bit for sure. So it's back and forth.
All right, let's move on to the next question, and that one is from by Zach, asking, ever since the stamina update, does it feel we get less stamina or energy? Should they start giving up more stamina due to the amount that is needed these days for soul grinding events, etc.?
I think it's more of a case of just they're releasing like a little bit more content, but forgetting that we need energy too. So as long as we make it vocal, they'll probably align with that. But I think we get a pretty good amount of energy. I mean, the Halloween event thing, there's energy there. There's the adventures, there's energy there. I think you can get energy with the rush medals, the dual coins. So I don't think it's too bad, but yes, we could always use more. And I think they're just forgetting. Maybe it's like, hey, there's only 100 energy here, and I need 1,500 to get all my missions. Can I have some more? I think it's more of one of those things, as long as we make it vocal.
Yeah, and the issues with the Zenkais keep releasing, like, you obviously need souls for that, and that drains your energy a lot. No, I'm struggling with energy at the moment.
I think for me, the problem is just that they give you so much more, like they give you many more tickets. Like we get, I don't know, roughly twice the amount of skip tickets than we get energy. And if you're, for example, playing the bonus battles for souls and stuff like that, it needs 5 skip tickets, but it needs 10 energy. The only thing that's good about these battles is you actually get energy back, even though it could just be like 2 energy or nothing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing whenever I have a full energy bar. It's just I pretty much refill a little bit of my energy tank by wasting all of that 10 energy on those bonus battles, because these, I don't know, 4 energy you get, they go into your tank. So you basically gain those.
Well, just like to round out this particular question, I think that they make a lot of these changes very much so on the fly, and they very, like someone already mentioned, they, like Ryuden, they look a lot towards feedback, and I feel like they redesigned the system, and now they're analyzing feedback data, people using it. So, like you said, the more vocal we are about it, be like, we need more energy, we need more energy. If that's a serious problem, they will start to notice that, and I'm sure they'll adjust it accordingly. I saved up a whole lot, and I still have like over 2,800, so I haven't had a problem with it, so I can't really speak on this question on like a personal level yet.
Have you been Zenkai units recently, or?
Some. Pick and choosing. I'm also a poor boy, so I can't even afford the 7,000 chrono crystals to spend on most of them. But I did, like, I got, I don't know, the most recent ones, like Z6 on 18 and Z6 on 16. I did Z1 on Super Saiyan 3, so yeah, I can't really keep up with most of them. I didn't even do Bardock, so yeah. That's more of a financial issue on the Chrono Crystal side than an energy problem, though.
Yeah, but if you did have the finances, it'd be really hard to keep up with that energy. Like, I even only do like the free units and stuff, and I'm constantly down below like 200. Below that amount. I mean, you can get it back up relatively quickly, but it drains so fast. If you're chasing any kind of equip, you're chasing any kind of stuff like that to get super soul. Like it's, well, like awakened equips, not really the standard equips, but it goes down real quick. I think that's what he's more touching on. That it's like you can't really be expected to keep up. And I mean, that goes back to the mentality of pick a team. Pick a team you want, rock with that. It's just, I know that's not the most fun way to play the game. You want to use everything to an extent. So it's tough for me to say just pick one team.
Yeah, I mean, I've also been constantly getting the energy just from the daily login bonus over the 10 chronos, for example.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and on the weekends, it helps a lot too. Skip some
25.
energy from the weekends.
Well, if I can give one little pro tip to people who, I'll just be really fast about this.
Yeah.
I've been saving the weekend coins, and then like every, like 2 months? And if something drops, I just got 300 energy just chilling right there, having like 30 of those coins. So maybe you don't need that energy right now. Maybe you do, just grab it if you need it. But that's what I've been doing. I've been saving that, and then I just have 300 energy chilling whenever I need it. So,
Well, you heard it here first. Pro tips from Brad. And we're going to move on to the next question. And that is from Julio Romero asking, do you guys think that, and we also talked a little bit about that coincidentally, do you guys think that Legends can do new characters that can do 2 transformations? For example, Goku that turns into Super Saiyan, and then he turns into Super Saiyan 3.
From a programming standpoint, yes, they are able to do that, but I think that it also puts quite a strain on the data that they're like trying to package everything up in, the internet connections, just having to send data back and forth. I'm not sure if they'll ever go that route necessarily. Great. I remember someone else talking about this topic before, and like it's just it puts a lot of demands on the developers.
Yeah, it's the models I think that they have to load in the actual game. Like, and that's why I think we haven't seen that many assist characters either, because like with Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, that's 2 models already, which is basically the same thing as a transforming unit, right? It takes up 2 model slots. And when they eventually start getting into like fusing characters, that's going to be 3. So I think once we start seeing those, where it's like, maybe it's a Goku and Vegeta assist unit that have a fusion into like Gogeta or something like that, then we have the 3 model character, and then from there we can start getting into like these double transforming characters too.
As far as a gameplay mechanic is concerned, I could totally see them doing it. I mean, we already have Revival Cell, so they've already crossed the road on what I thought wasn't possible.
Yeah, like I said, they definitely have the ability to do it. Whether or not they can find an efficient way to package it all up and make it work properly, I mean, I'm assuming they will at some point. Like, they'll probably have a whole bunch of tricks they can pull out of their back pocket if they feel like the game is really in need of a, electric shock or something. I mean, like Professor said, our imaginations probably haven't even touched on a lot of the ideas that they've actually floated through their boardroom meetings.
Yeah, that'll probably come out when the game's like getting a bit stale, like something big to get everyone back on again, like a multiple transforming unit or something.
So like right now.
Because I was thinking the same for like Boo. Like if you use a green card for like Boo, like he transforms into different versions of himself, like the Gohan version, Boo Tanks. I thought that idea would be interesting as well, for like a certain time limit or something.
That'd be cool too if like different transformations kind of based on who you're fighting. Yeah, like a Boo that like a turn him into chocolate and eat him, and then he could if he's fighting hybrids, they'll turn into like a little Boo Tanks or whatever. I don't.
Hasn't this existed actually? I'm pretty sure the Broly, the 50 stage one. I'm pretty sure you fight Rising Broly, just the base form one, and then after you break his health bar, he turns into the purple Broly, and then he transforms again. So does
But your opponent slot is still only hosting 3 models essentially, so you're loading 6 total with your 3 units and the 3 that you're fighting. So
Yeah.
like if we had an entire enemy team comprised of this, there essentially could be 12 different characters on the field, and that's when it starts getting really janky.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he's only one.
Go ahead, Gross.
No, I was just gonna say because he's only one enemy, but he's technically 3 models, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking like the mechanic itself, but then I realized,
Yeah.
we're just stuck in one enemy.
Yeah,
It'd be
like,
cool to
like
see. I'd
Crusher
like
said,
it.
imagine both players each bringing 3 different types of units like that in the future when they all exist, hypothetically. Then, like Goresh said, there's like, or Professor said, there's like 12 different character models that are being loaded into that fight.
I mean, let alone if it's Goku, Vegeta, Gogeta. You know, it's just it starts getting ridiculous very, very quickly.
All right, we are doing one more question, and that question is from Freddy asking, how long did it take for Super Vegito to not be considered the best unit in the game? I feel like he was the undisputed king of legends for at least 8 months, while it took VB only 3 months to lose his crown. Thoughts?
I
He
think.
lost his crown as soon as Namek Goku came out.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, because they actually changed the game around Namek Goku.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, just for the, you know, obvious answer, I believe is just Zenkai. You know, like obviously back then Zenkai was never introduced. You know, so he was king of PvP for a while, sure, but I mean, imagine if Zenkai was around back in the day. You know, like the first year anniversary. I don't think he'd be the king. He wouldn't have been, you know, like the way he was back then if Zenkai were to be introduced. So. VB kind of fell off now, pretty much because of that.
He also mentioned with Super Vegito is that they pretty much came up with the best possible counter to him with full power Frieza, and Vegito Blue doesn't really have that like perfect counter unit.
Yep.
To like
Yeah.
keep him in check.
Vegito
What's
Blue,
funny-
Maybe.
What's funny is
not including all the ridiculous stuff that Zenkai adds to a character's kit. I mean, Vegito Blue probably still has the best individual unit kit like in the game. All the essays of stuff that he does. Like,
Oh yeah, I still argue that he should be in Z tier based off their current definition of it, but
you can't. It's kind of a logical fallacy to compare Vegito Blue to like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Like you can't do that. Wait till Vegito Blue gets a Zenkai, then compare them, because right now they're on 2 different plateaus. But as an individual unit, Vegito Blue's kit is still like, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah, it's just outdated, but
yeah. Also, when the original Super Vegito came out, he like predated tons of these ridiculous other mechanics that are in the game, and he had a really good cover change when not nearly as many characters had those types of mechanics. So the pace of stuff they've introduced has sped up quite significantly since year 1 anniversary. So that's why he might have appeared to shine a little bit more in the sun for longer.
and he has the single best Z ability in the game.
Yeah, triple buffs for Vegito, and then fusions double buffing.
No, I mean like at 14 star he gives HP on top of strike, attack, and defense. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
love that. I love that someone made the conscious decision. They're like, oh, when we release this super rare hype character, that's going to be the staple of our anniversary. Give him something for someone to max him out. Give him HP. It's like, what the hell? Why did somebody think of this? Someone actually.
It's a 7th Z
like,
ability.
yeah, I just thought that was so funny. Like, oh, if someone's really dedicated out there, your leverage is more health. Do it.
Yeah, definitely dedication is what determines this.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. Like someone actually said, "Let's do this. This is okay."
especially in LBR, you know, that was tragic. Just everybody running fusions back then, and like with triple HP bench. Do you guys remember that the Gotenks, him,
Yeah.
uh,
Saiyans, Shallot,
they
and
had
Raditz.
Raditz, Shallots, yep. Like, bro, like they couldn't die.
It was slightly annoying, yes.
You know, honestly, you know what part of what made that Fusion Warrior so crazy back then was the fact that Gotenks was broken and he had 100% feint. That was definitely not fun.
Jesus, yes.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh my
awful.
god, I remember every time having to face that dude. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, it took them like 20 years to fix that bug. So
Which
that's
made
cool.
it made no sense because every single time we all faced him, he's never missed. We're like, this is dude, this guy, he doesn't miss. He don't miss. This
He
guy
would
doesn't.
still, yeah, when
You think every time.
because what the bug when he 3 units were alive, it was like 180% chance for him to
I,
cause the feat,
I
right?
know,
Yeah,
but
doubled,
what I'm
I
saying
think.
is, how did they not realize it sooner when everyone's reporting the fact that the dude just doesn't miss? He's always getting the fame
Maybe-
every single time.
Maybe they just left it for a little bit because that was what made him super valuable. That and his high defense. Like outside of that, I mean,
Well, let's just find out Gohan's damage numbers are broken too, but they're like, keep it.
Yeah. It's actually triple than what it was supposed to be, but psst. All right, I think that's it with this question. And yeah, with that, I would say this concludes the podcast. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And again, make sure to follow 59 Gaming over on Twitter, on Twitch, here on YouTube. We have a Reddit, we have a Facebook page, and we also have a public Discord, type ! Discord in the chat. And Bebop, thank you for just doing that. Also, make sure to follow all our creators on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch: Bebop, Radical, Dragon Ball Joe, Goresh, Nastarachi, Profsen, and Ryuden. And yeah, I hope that we all have a good rest of your day, good start to your week, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
and before we close out,
Peace.
thanks Dondre for the 159 bits 30 minutes ago. I don't know if anyone said that yet, but we just want to shout out to you.
Good
again.
catch.
So we'll see
Bye.
y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Tomorrow we'll be back again for the Genshin podcast here on Twitch.
Are
Hopefully
you
we'll
guys
see-
streaming something later?
We might. I don't know. We don't have a plan yet, so I didn't want to.
Okay.
Didn't want
Well,
to.
the main problem is games. So if you ever have a recommendation on games you want to see 59 Gaming play, tweet at us.
Or put it in our
I
Discord.
saw a lot of people in the chat say they
Yeah,
want to see Among Us.
Discord.
Put it on our Reddit. Start a
I mean, we
post
can always
on
play
Reddit.
Among Us. That's for sure. If you guys want to see that, make sure you guys come through to that. Then tweet
I
at
saw,
us
yeah.
and everything like that.
That'd be the
A few
great
people put
place
that.
for Reddit. You get a lot of upvotes on your post, and then we see it, and then we're like, we'll stream that game. But yeah, we'll start a poll for that stuff too. And I think once the holiday season gets closer, there'll be a lot more games out too. But I don't want to drag this out too much longer. We will definitely see you on Twitch tomorrow for the Genshin podcast, and maybe this afternoon we'll be on Twitch again to keep the entertainment going.
We'll do something. Maybe I'll stream something if we need to.
Or we'll
Catch you
drag
guys around.
Goresh back on here to do some more Mario 64 World Championship speed runs.
There you go.
That'll happen for sure.
All right, later everybody.
Later. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.